As you know, people do judge a book by its cover, and today I'm going to share with you exactly what it takes and what makes an amazing book cover that sells and helps you to succeed as an author. Alright, so I'm going to share with you 5 things that make an amazing book cover. Number 4 will absolutely blow you away on how simple it is, but no author actually uses this particular strategy. Alright, on number 1, you have to understand the platform's interface. Now, most authors out there, if you're watching this video, most likely you want your book to be primarily on Amazon, and Amazon's interface is white. Now, you can pull it off with a white book cover, but you have to understand that unless you are the top of the top book cover designers who understand not just to create an amazing book cover, but also understands this particular principle and a few more principles that are important in order to create an amazing book cover that stands out in that interface, you have to choose something other than white. That could be yellow, that could be black, that could be some darker color than white. And if it is a color that is more brighter, it is on a brighter side, my suggestion is also to have some sort of a nice frame that helps to frame the cover so it doesn't disappear in the interface, because white color can certainly disappear, and yellow color, for example, bright yellow can also disappear, bright pink, bright purple can also disappear. So you have to be very careful, because your book is gonna be on Amazon and you have to be cautious about that. All right, now number 2, your cover has to be weird and imperfect. So many designers and so many authors who work with designers or are designers themselves try to create the perfect book cover, but the one that looks great, the one that you can look at that and really cannot really judge too much and find too many bad things about it. Now, that is not a good strategy if you want to stand out. Your goal with your book cover is to grab attention and grab the attention of the right people who might be or would be your ideal customers. Now, in order to grab that attention, your cover has to be slightly weird, slightly strange. Not cringe though, but slightly weird and strange in order to grab that attention and stand out from the competition. Third most important thing that makes a great book cover is if your cover enhances and makes your book title stand out even more. Now, there are many ways to do that. I'm not going to dive into specifics. Now, comment below if you want me to dive into the specifics. I'm going to create a separate video on that. But for the sake of this video, I have to say that the cover has to enhance the title to make it even more vivid, because the cover is technically a visual representation of the book title. So you have to understand that part, and you have to really think. When you see that first draft of your book cover, does it match the title? Does it make the title look better than the way you see it plain, for example? Or for example, when you check the competition and you see your competitors and how their titles flow, I always recommend to check the competition. Does that title stand out better with the design and the colors and the fonts and the style that you're using? If the answer is yes, that's great. But if the answer is no, you have to work on the cover more. All right, number 4. I have been praising number 4 now. Now, this is the key. Your cover, ideally, have succeeded somewhere else. You took and modeled some other design. It can be from a different book category, for example. Maybe a pattern that you found that's very interesting. But again, I don't want you to be a copycat, because that's not good. I don't want you to copy. I want you to model success. I want you to find something in a different niche, maybe not even as a book cover, but a successful design that is selling something somewhere else. It can be, for example, an e-commerce site. It can be some visual representation that you took inspiration from. You knew that thing sells a lot. But again, sales is the key, because the bread is in the pudding, right? So you have to know that that thing sells. So for example, if you find a particular book cover in another completely different category than your book is in, and you took that concept and you decided to model that, you have to know that the thing that you are modeling was successful, and then I highly recommend to model that. All right, so this is the key. So you find something successful that worked somewhere else, and then you bring that concept to your book, and the chances of your book being successful is so much higher. But number 5, I just want to touch on this one very briefly. Make your book professional, but do not make it too professional. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm going to my previous point. I think it was point number 2 or point number 3. Make it weird. If your cover looks fully perfect, if it looks perfect, picture perfect, people are just gonna skip that cover, right? People do not appreciate perfection, right? Unless they are in a perfect setting where they're expecting perfection. People expect value and attention. People expect to see, okay, what is it in for me? People are always asking, is this what I'm looking for, right? And people never assume it's perfect. So don't strive for perfections, perfect symmetry, perfect colors, perfect everything. Strive more for direction. Is it directionally great? Does it make you feel that emotion? Do you have a feeling in your gut? Now, after years, over 6 years now, or myself being in the publishing industry, I have developed a gut feel for book covers. So I know exactly which cover is not gonna perform or which one has a very high potential of performing. You don't. So you have to just look at these 5 factors, for example, and make that decision and make those adjustments, make those improvements from a video like this one. And I hope you enjoyed this video. These are 5 points that makes a great book cover. I want you to use them, and see you in the next video.